Hey guys, this is Chris Mincola with the Mincola Group of West USA Realty, and I'm joined again by Evan Einhorn with Modern Home Life. And we just wanted to talk to you today about a couple of things that have to do with your taxes and moving money around and that sort of thing. So we're going to talk about 1031 exchanges and capital gains taxes because that comes up a lot for us. We get a lot of questions on those sorts of things and how we can help you through that process. And also, we're going to let you in on a little tip about boosting credit scores real quick. That usually helps a lot. We had a great experience with that over the weekend, right, Evan?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and start off? Tell us a little bit about the idea of what a 1031 exchange is first, and we'll go from there and how that could help people out.
Yeah, so 1031 exchange is great for investors. Although I think a lot of people are surprised with their first couple investments in life because they realize, oh my gosh, even though I made 10,000, I have to pay taxes on this.
Right.
People when they get their paychecks, your taxes is already taken out for the most part if you're a regular pay stub W-2 employee. But, if you sell real estate and it was a strict investment, or if you sell stocks or anything like that, you are going to be taxed. So what a 1031 exchange does is, let's say you already have an investment property. Let's say it's in Los Angeles and you want to buy something out here in Phoenix.
Right.
As an investment property, you basically can do a 1031 exchange to defer the capital gains. So you will sell your property in California, and then you have to close on your next home, and you're using basically all the equity for the next one within 180 days. And the biggest thing on that is, if you don't use a 1031 exchange, if you sell and make 100,000, you're gonna pay taxes on that 100,000, and you're not going to have as much to put down on the next property. Using the 1031 exchange, you can basically take the equity from one property to another without it being taxed on. So that's a huge savings for investors that a lot of people don't know. Versus if you were to buy and sell stocks necessarily, if you sold a stock and bought a stock, there's a lot of different ways that you can get taxed on it. This is a nice way that you can prevent being taxed in between real estate transactions.
Yeah. So it's maybe not for every situation, not for everybody, but definitely something to think about and kind of go over to see if it would work for some of our investor clients or people in certain situations maybe that are doing some of the stuff that you talked about.
So investors for sure. And then for the next tax break that we're going to talk about applies to way more people. Again, when people sell a home, they don't even think, oh my gosh, do I need to pay taxes? It's just not on their head. It's like, I have $50,000, I'm going to make $50,000. Thankfully, the U.S. tax code is pretty lenient on primary residences. So the rule is, and just so you know, Chris and we're not CPAs, we're not accountants. Everyone's taxes are different. Definitely go talk to an accountant or a CPA or your tax professional to get advice. But on a high level, if you've lived in a property the last 2 of the 5 years, so basically if you've lived there as your primary residence, you are able to avoid taxes on the profit. If you're single, up to $250,000. If you're married, up to $500,000. So that's huge because that means you could have bought a property in 2011 for $100,000. Now it's worth $300,000. And as long as you've lived there 2 of the last 5 years, you don't even need to be living there now. That $200,000 of profit is not being taxed on. So that's huge because even lately the real estate market is, way higher than a lot of other markets. But even let's say you made a little more in the stock market versus real estate, you're going to be taxed on that. Versus real estate, if you're actually living there and you live there the past 2 of the 5 years, you're not paying capital gains taxes as long as it's below $250,000 for single and $500,000 for married couple. So that's probably one of the biggest tax benefits in the tax code. I mean, right?
We get that question a lot, like, oh, am I going to have to pay extra taxes and all
Right.
those sorts of things? So that's great. So single, married, 250, 500, 1,000 is what you would need to be making. So for a lot of people, it's not really going to be an issue in our market necessarily. But
Right.
then again, certain areas of town, it could be for sure, especially if they've been home for a while.
Yeah. So that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, those two things are great ways to avoid taxes on your investments and money you're making in real estate that aren't really offered with other investments. So
Yeah. Real quick, Evan, where are we on rates right now?
So the national average for conventional rates just hit 5%, according to MBA.org. Thankfully, we're below the national average. So, we're still below the national average on your good credit clients.
Yeah.
So, they're rising. They're still expected to continue to rise for a while. You can Google, ask any expert. Rates are going to rise. It's just a matter of how quickly. Who knows if it's going to be 0.5% over the next year, 1%, a quarter. No one has a crystal ball, but all the experts can agree, hey, rising rates will continue to go up.
Yeah, so guys, that kind of brings me to the next point and why I wanted to get that out there because, a lot of times we have people that are kind of on the fence about buying and stuff. And it really is, and Evan can go into this in more detail with you with a consult, and so can I, but, your home is kind of like a forced savings, and a lot of people will try and say, well, the house is not an investment. I totally disagree with that. And I think that it's a way for you over time. It's not like, you buy it today and tomorrow it's, blown up to whatever. And, real estate does go through cycles, all the disclaimers about that, and nobody's got a crystal ball. But historically speaking, right now our interest rates are low, and historically speaking, you are going to make money with real estate. If you hold it, right, Evan? I mean, that's kind of what we see over the scale of real estate, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, historically, it's always, slightly beat inflation. You're going to have ups and downs, but, if you Google and see where real estate is now, real estate in certain areas, especially Phoenix, has been even better because 100 years ago, no one lived here. I mean, people lived here, but it was not, even 30 years ago, Phoenix was so much smaller.
Yeah.
So
definitely timing is a big issue. I mean, if you own a home in Detroit, you may not be feeling what I'm laying down here on on the money making thing, but then again, you may not have been thinking that it could crash wherever you live. So it does depend on timing. It does depend on area, demographic shifts and those sorts of things, all, in any area of the country, right, that you look at from over time. But again, over time, we see that real estate is definitely a good place to start for building wealth.
Yeah, so if anyone's interested in real estate investment, whether it's your first home or, hey, a lot of people don't realize, hey, I already own a home. We're thinking about moving. We want to buy the next house, but it's not my first home. How much down do I need? It's actually a lot less than people think. Typically. You don't need to put 20% down on that next home. You can buy that next home as your primary residence, and you can turn your current one into an investment rental if you are looking to build that real estate portfolio.
Right. So one quick story over the weekend, too, for people that maybe have credit issues or Evan and I met with some people over the weekend, great people, and, one of them was just worried about their credit and almost didn't want Evan to run it because it's so worried about how bad it was. Well, Evan, you want to tell the rest of the story? Because it really wasn't that bad, and it was amazing what happened.
So we ran credit. There was one bureau that had a score and the other two didn't. And because there was good history years ago, within 30 days of opening a secured credit card, we're going to be able to get him to the 790s.
You hear that, guys?
790s.
And he was where?
He had no credit score.
Right. Yeah, no. So, I mean, guys, stop overthinking it. If you haven't talked to Evan yet, And the reason why we love working with Evan, he mentioned earlier, his rates are going to be lower than the national average. He's not charging you processing or underwriting fees. And he's at least 2 to 3 weeks faster than any other loan officer you're going to come across as far as getting things closed. Doesn't mean you're rushed, but it means you can close on time, basically, is what we're getting at, which is a big deal when you're trying to schedule moving trucks and utilities and all the stuff that you need to do to move. You know, you want to make sure you're on time, right? You want to make sure you can plan for that. So Evan's a big piece of how that happens. Of course, we're going to help coordinate and let you know when to make those things happen. But you're going to save a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of heartache by meeting with us, getting through a consult the right way up front, and then, you know, having us help the process. Evan's going to save you a lot of time and money there. We're going to create a lot of value. Our team, you know, again, full-time agents in the business for years now, and we'll be able to get you through the whole process without those usual stumbling blocks that you hear about a lot of times. Because, you know, Evan, would you say that, you know, every agent out there is stellar in their performance?
No, by no means. So, you know, unfortunately, I mean, it's very easy to get your license. It's not, I shouldn't say very easy, but, you know, it's 90 hours and you take a test, which is not an easy test necessarily. Yeah. But, you know, you could get your license rather quickly within, you know, a matter of weeks, not necessarily months. So the barrier to entry has been low, and they've changed the test over the years. But, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people treat it like a part-time job. Same thing with lenders. You can actually, you can get your loan originator license with 20 hours. So it's 2.5 days of schooling. And then you work on, yeah, there's a lot of other requirements like, you know, test, background check, credit report, all that. But unfortunately, you know, a lot of people jump in the industry because they hear it's a great way to make quick buck. We're not here in it to make a quick buck. We're here for the long term. We want to take care of our clients, build our clients, and really I know you've said be a realtor for life, of help you with that first home, help you with that second home, you know, help you down the road. Maybe you're downsizing for retirement, you know, so.
Yeah, you know, with our clients, we've had a lot of that. We've also had, you know, their parents want to buy, or their son or daughter after they bought or sold a home with us. And it's just really nice to see that whole family aspect come together. That, you know, one of the things we like to do for our home buyers too is we started a new program where we'll throw your party for your housewarming party for you. And, you know, so we create a lot of value there, and it goes beyond just the sale, you know, and all that sort of thing. And Evan's the same way. That's why, you know, Evan started his own brokerage, because he wanted to be able to pass savings on to clients. And, you know, it's one of the great things that we like to work with Evan on. So we try to create that value. You know, we even partner with Muscular Moving Men. We can get you some savings there. As far as moving and storage and all that kind of thing. So, you know, look us up. We'd love to be able to talk to you about how we can save you time and money, whether you're buying or selling a home. And we just wanted to go over these things today because we get a lot of questions on this kind of stuff, you know, and with tax season right around the corner, really, we wanted to make sure that we got this out there. So, Evan, anything else you wanted to add? But guys, don't delay. If you're thinking about buying or selling, let's get in touch with us. Evan, how do they reach you?
You can go to modernhomelending.com. There's the application link if you're excited, ready to go right now, or you can give us a call. Phone number's on there. Again, modernhomelending.com.
Great. And you can always reach us at 480-788-8569. You can call or text our team there. And Cynthia or I, or one of our team members will get back with you. Also, you can check us out. Right now, Mincola Group is under construction, but you can go to mincolahomes.com to search for homes and check out all the great information we have there, and reach us there. So hope to see you guys next time. We'll see you guys next Wednesday at 1:30. And if you guys have anything else you want us to talk about or dig into a little bit deeper, let us know. We'll make sure we do that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.
Bye-bye.